Here is my first and last 25 book pre-screen from Cgc, but please leave a like if you like unboxings while the intro plays. To be entered to win this Cgc 9.8 Darth Vader number 3, the first appearance of Dr. Aphra, all you have to do is be subscribed to my channel, comment and like in any of my videos. Good luck, everyone. How's it going, everyone? My name is Jordan and welcome to Basement Collectibles. And if you're new here and you like Cgc unboxings, toys, movies, and arcades, please consider subscribing for more great content. I ended up opening this box before making this video. That way I could get prices of what these books were worth when I sent them in April and what they're worth now. So the reason why this will be my first and last time doing a 25 book pre-screen, and don't get me wrong, I'll definitely be sending books into Cgc, but I'm not going to try to do 25 books at a time. So starting off with the wait times, I sent this 25 book pre-screen in late March, and luckily Cgc got it with my express book in early April. That way I saved about 2 to 3 weeks at least for Cgc to put this into their system. If you decide to go ahead with the pre-screen, you're adding at least another 4 to 5 to 6 weeks even for the pre-screen itself, as opposed to just sending in your books and hoping the grade's going to reach a 9.8. With the reject fee now from $5 to $8, that's another concern. If I get so many books back, that's $8 plus the shipping and handling from both sides. It cost me $50 to send it out to Florida, and for me from FedEx is about $100 US back to me. So there's almost about $150 of shipping fees plus the reject fees. I'm almost better just to take the risk, get that 9.6. So hopefully I'm not sending books anything lower than a 9.6, and hopefully the titles that I'm sending out, I better look to see if I get a 9.6 in it. Hopefully it's worth at least the $35 it's going to cost me in Cgc fees and shipping fees. So let's be clear, I still think it's a great idea what Cgc is doing for the pre-screens. It's just for myself to find those 25 books. I'm very impatient. I want to get them out as quick as I can, especially because of the wait times. So when I was gathering the 25 books and finally putting it together, it felt like you always have at least 2 to 3 books that you know are kind of in between that 9.6 to that 9.8, and also the book selection. I probably could have done a better job with these books in terms of what the spec was at the time, but then April, all these books look pretty promising too. And now here we are at September. So let's see what I ended up getting on these grades to see if I at least get my money back or hopefully at least break even on some of these books. So with all that out of the way, let's go over what I received back from Cgc in a 9.8, and I'll go over what I paid for the book, how much it was valued in April, and what it's valued with a 9.8 currently. I'll go over the reject books at the end of what they could have been worth in a 9.8, and if they just had to become a 9.6, what the total value would be for a 9.6. So starting off, Venom number 3 in a 9.8. This book has gone up and down in the last few months, so I'm glad that there was better news for Null. This is obviously the first appearance of Null, and I bought this book for $175 back in March. In April, it was worth $315 in a 9.8, and currently it's worth about $275, and that's a profit of $65, of course, taking away the Cgc fees of $35 per book. So this is Oblivion Song, issue number 1 from Image Comics, and this is the secret variant with the pink signature. Unfortunately, Cgc doesn't have it listed on their blue label, but hopefully one day soon. And I bought this book for cover price, and in April it was worth $80 in a 9.8, but now it's worth $200. And there's word now that Jake Gyllenhaal has purchased the rights to Oblivion Song, and he obviously is producing it and he wants to star in this. So this book is going up and up. So right now, minus the Cgc fees, it's a total profit of $160 for this book. And a book I was really excited to getting back was the Something is Killing the Children, issue number 1. This is the Unlocked Retailer edition, and this is the Jenny Frison variant. And I bought this book at the time for $75, and at the time it was selling for $225 in a 9.8, and now it's currently selling for over $410. That's a profit after Cgc fees of $290. And the last book to finish off my Something is Killing the Children issue number 1 collection. This is the 4th print in a 9.8. and I bought this book for $80. And unfortunately, I didn't write down what the going rate was for April. I couldn't find anything recently for April, but currently it's selling for over $285. So that's a total profit right now, if I was to sell it, which I'm not going to for a long time, is $170. And on to the next book. So this is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, issue 110. And again, I apologize for the glare. This is the retailer incentive edition, and the reason why I purchased this book for, at the time, $20 is that there's an advertisement for The Last Ronin. In April, it was going for $95, so I was really excited for the Ronin series, hoping this would go up in popularity. But right now, it's only going for about $65. So if I was to sell this right now for around the $65 mark, I'd be making a profit about $10. So I might just keep this and just enjoy this really neat cover. And if you're keeping count, we're on book number 6. And this is Miles Morales Spider-Man issue number 6. This is the first full appearance of Starling. And I purchased this book for about $15. And at the time, it was going for $140 in a 9.8. And luckily now it's going for over $200. I'm really excited for this book to grow. And that's a profit of about $150 if I was to sell it today. Getting into some spec books now. Strange Academy, issue number 1. This is the third printing in a 9.8. And I bought this book for $5, so cover price for me. And the book was currently going for $65 in April. And right now, luckily, it's going for about $105. Now, there is no news yet of a TV show that I'm hoping for hopefully on Disney Plus one day. But if I was to sell it, that's a profit of $65. To go along with Venom number 7. This is the first appearance of Dylan Brock in Cameo. Now, I didn't think I was going to get the 9.8. This was definitely on the border of 9.6 and a 9.8 because there was a lot of color rub on the book. But I bought this for $10, and at the time in April I sent it out was worth about $95 in a 9.8. And right now it's currently selling for $80. So that's a profit of $35 if I decide to sell this right now or hope that there's more Dylan Brock in the near future. Next up is Invincible Iron Man issue number 1. I can't wait for this Disney Plus show to come out, and I bought this for $15, and at the time in April was selling for about $80 in a 9.8, and now it's currently going for over $295. And if I was to sell this right now, I'd be making a profit of about $245. So I might hold off on this until we see a trailer for Disney Plus, but that's not a bad profit at all, especially when I was able to get it for $15. And a book I've been speccing on for at least the first issue by JT4 is Department of Truth, issue number 1. And this is the variant cover B. And I bought this for $10. And in April, it was going for about $60 in a 9.8. And currently right now, it's going for $90. And that'd be a potential profit of over $45. I think I'll wait until there's more concrete news about a TV show coming. But really nice cover. And I'm glad to have this in my collection for right now. And next up is a book that I probably added at the end to at least cover the 2 to 3 more books I needed for the minimum of 25. But that is Crossover, issue number 1 by Image Comics. I really love this cover though, and a great Donny Cates story. And I bought this book at the time for cover price, and when I sent this in April, it was going for about $65 in a 9.8. And right now, unfortunately, it's going for $45. So with, again, all the fees in that, I'd make a profit of $5 if I sold it today. But I think I'll wait, and then maybe, who knows, there'll be some type of spec on this one day, and I'll just enjoy the cover for now. And the next book up was recommended by another fellow YouTuber named Jerry from Team CGC 9.8. But unfortunately, I haven't seen any new videos from Jerry. So please let me know in the comments section below if you used to watch Team CGC 9.8. It was a great channel, and he'd always go through all the 9.8s that he would recommend. And he recommended this book at the time, and that was Champions issue number 1. This is the first full team appearance. And I bought this book for $10. And at the time in April, it was going for about $175. And currently right now it's going for $180. So with minus the CGC fees, that's a potential profit of $135. But I think I'm going to hold on to this book for a bit and hope for some more news to break about hopefully a movie or a TV show one day. Next book up was a book that I had for a while, and I never had a chance to get it into a CGC 9.8 when it was very popular. But that is Thor issue number 5, the first appearance of Black Winter. It's not even on the label though. I thought that was a little odd that CGC didn't put it on the blue label, but I bought it a while ago for $35. And at the time I sent this in, it was currently going for, it was going for about $105, but I was hoping Donny Cates was going to bring Black Winter back, but we're still waiting for that. So for right now, it's currently going for $100. And again, minus the CGC fees, I'd have a potential profit on this if I sold it today for about $30. And the next book up, I'm really enjoying the series so far, and it was one of my favorite covers out of the thousands of covers they seem to have come out with. But this is the 1 in 25 variant, and this is Berserker issue number 1. And I bought this for $15, and at the time I sent this in, it was going for $80, but unfortunately now it's only going for $65. So that would be a potential profit of $15 if I sold it today. So I think I'm going to wait. I know there's 1,000 of these books out there in all different types of covers, but hopefully the movies start coming out in a few years. And like I said, maybe I'll just hold on to this until further notice. And now for the last 2 books, which are my 2 biggest regrets. And if you have been counting, I'm only at 14 right now. So this only made 16 out of the 25 books that I submitted. But these last 2 books, at the time that I purchased this first issue, first print, I was really excited for it. The story was great. It was really popular. It was hard to come by. And that book is ENIAC number 1. Of course, this is the first print. If I had have maybe expressed this, but it would have been too much for the value, I might have been able to get a couple $100, at least my money back out of it as well, if it sold around the April or May timeframe. But at the time I bought this book for $150. And at the time it was selling, a 9.8 was going for $200. So I was only just going to probably break even. But right now it's going for $130. And if I sold it right now, I'd be minus $55. So I'm definitely going to be hanging on to this book. Hopefully some news comes out of it one day. Or again, I just got to eat it. And this will be my first time losing out on an actual book that was more than $100 that I spent on. So what could be worse than an ENIAC issue number 1? Well, how about the second print of ENIAC issue number 1? This book came with that other book, so it cost me about $5. And at the time that I submitted these books, it was going for about $60 in a 9.8. But I wanted to make sure I got my minimum 25, and I thought this would be a popular book, hopefully with it doing so well with the first print. And right now it's selling for about $40, so I would break even. So if anybody's looking for an ENIAC second print, let me know in the comments below. You can have it for a great deal. I'll definitely be putting this up for sale. I don't need 2 reminders about sending these books in and taking so many months for the popularity to die down. But yeah, these were definitely my 2 biggest regrets for the money. But luckily this was only worth, I guess, $5 at the time. So I only got back 16 out of 25, so maybe I'm a little bit bitter with that, and I should do a better job, of course, making sure that these books have the 9.8 potential. It's unfortunate that I can't go back and look at the graders notes because there's no graders notes when they reject your books. And of course, even if you have a 9.6, I don't think I've ever seen any grader notes beside, between a 9.6 and a 9.8. So I appreciate you guys watching, and hopefully you still want to stick around. But let's go through the reject books and what the prices would, what they would be for a 9.8 and possibly a 9.6 to see if it'd be just justified of just sending it straight as opposed to a pre-screen. Starting off with the first reject book is Amazing Fantasy issue number 1. I was really hoping to get this in a 9.8. I bought it for $45. It was it was going for $200 in April, and currently it's going for $245 in a 9.8. I don't see anything wrong with this book. So again, I wish there was some notes on it, but it's crazy. If I got it in a 9.6, it would drop down to about $75. So this is one of the books that I'm glad that the pre-screen did help in terms of telling me this would have been a 9.6 or even lower. So for $75, again, I would be breaking even on it. But again, at least it would be in a CGC case, and maybe it would go up after there's more news about this book. Next book up is Undiscovered Country. This is from Image Comics in issue number 1. And I bought this book for cover price. And at the time it was going for $65. So definitely a spec book I was looking at. And right now it's currently going for $90 in a 9.8. And I couldn't find any records of a 9.6 because again, something like this you want to have in a 9.8 to max out its value. Another book I was speccing on is Department of Truth, but this is the third print. I was trying to get at least the first couple prints in a CGC 9.8, and I bought this for cover price, and it was going for about $65 when I submitted this book, and currently it's going for $60. So again, with no news on it, the prices are not going up. It's pretty stale in terms of the prices, but in a 9.6, again, there was no pricing of a 9.6 that I could find. Another book you need in a 9.8. Another filler book I threw into this submission was Scumbag, issue number 1 by Image Comics. And it was, I guess, a potential spec at the time. I really enjoyed the story, or at least for the first 3 issues. And I bought this for cover price. It was going for about $65 at the time in a 9.8. And currently it's going for $55. And another book I can't find in a 9.6 for the value. And a book I wish it came back in a 9.8 is Tmnt. This is issue 95. This is the first full appearance of Jennika as a female turtle. And I bought this book for $25, and it was going for about $145 in a 9.8. And currently now it's going for about $175. I really wanted to put this on my wall. I'm a huge Tmnt fan, but I'll have to see what plan B will be for this book. I was also able to pick up cover B of Tmnt issue 95, and I bought this for $25 as well. It was going for about $140, and now it's currently going for about $160. And in a 9.6, it would have been worth about $95. So if I got it in a 9.6 and I wanted to sell this off to keep cover A, that was a potential profit of about $30. And a book that I'm really confused of how it could not hit a 9.8 because I went through it again, just like all these books. I couldn't see anything wrong with this book, but this is Venom, issue number 9. This is the first full appearance of Dylan Brock. And I bought this book for $20. And at the time it was worth about $175 in a 9.8. And currently now it's going for over $270 in a 9.8. That would have been a potential profit of $215. And if it slid down to a 9.6, a 9.6 is going for about $135 right now, and that would have been a potential profit of $80. So again, another book that if there's nothing I can do and it's a 9.6 for this book, I could have made at least $80 profit and paid for some of these fees or a couple of these books that are sitting in this box. Another spec book that was rejected was Strange Academy. This is the second printing, and I bought this book for $10, and at the time it was going for $65. And right now it is going for $55. So that would have been a profit of $10. But if it slid down to a 9.6, currently they're going for about $42, which I would have taken a loss of about $3. Really love this cover. Again, I'm hoping that there's more spec to this series soon. But yeah, I was really hoping I could get the first, second, and third print of this book. And the last book that got rejected, and I'm kind of shocked that it did, is Something is Killing the Children. This is the local comic book day shop cover. I was really hoping to add this into all my first issue prints, but I guess I'll have to find another book because something like this, I don't know if I can really press anything out. I can't see anything wrong with this book. Again, it was never read. I just put it in the sleeve and I just left it in the box. So again, another thing I wish I could have seen some notes on. And again, I bought this for cover price. It was going for about $80, and now it's currently going for about $120. And in a 9.6 is going for about $95. So that would have been a potential profit of $55. And if I got it into a 9.6, I would definitely be selling this book. So another book maybe I should have just left as is and taken the risk if it went down to a 9.6. So if I was able to sell the 16 9.8 books for the projected value, the total profit would be $1,365. The 9 books that were rejected, the the projected profit would have been $850, and that would have been a total of $2,215 profit. I will have to sell some of these books off to pay for the books themselves and of course the CGC fees. But please let me know in the comments section below, what would you keep besides the Something is Killing the Children books? What would you hold? What would you sell right now? Again, just to recoup some of the money to put back in to pay for other books, or at least to pay for some of these fees. So that's it for this video. I appreciate everyone watching till the end. I know this is a much longer video that I normally make, but I like to go through and be transparent of all the books that I get from CGC. And if you're new here, please like, comment, and possibly subscribe on your way out. And I'll see everybody on the next one. Take care.